Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Opinions podcast. No intro today. It's just me and you guys. I had a recording, got to restart it. Obviously, shit happens, and I can't just simply record anything because I always get interrupted because it's not an official podcast till we get interrupted. So, welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys had a fantastic Easter. I did. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the actual topics of today. And if it sounds like I'm really annoyed, yeah, I'm really am annoyed right now. But you get a green screen background today. No Alex. He'll probably be here sometime next week. You guys get a double upload because I did not post one on Friday because an episode just really took the shitter and so on and so forth. So you guys get an actual episode with just me, and it's probably going to be short because I swear I'm going to have an aneurysm if I get another interruption and I just lose my train of thought. Let's go. The play-in tournament. The play-in tournament's right now. It's coming on tomorrow. Like I said earlier. I said it earlier today. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at the Vince City Kings. This is my point on this. I think it's going to be a very interesting road to the championship for whoever, even the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. But look at the play-in tournament. I have the Lakers going in at the 7th seed or the 8th seed. As good as the Lakers are, you're playing against a Timberwolves team that was, now that Rudy Gobert has been suspended, and I think their second best scorer now has a fractured hand because he punched a wall for some reason. Yeah, that's not really going to go well for them. So I do have the Timberwolves leaving because of how dumb they are, and then the Thunder. I think the Thunder are going to be the 7th seed. I think they're young. I think they're great. They're just a player away. Do I think they make some type of noise? I would be shocked if they upset the 1st seed, but as much as I like the Pelicans, it's just not there. You barely made it. So, the Thunder barely made it. But I'm going to give the Thunder a chance. I'm going to roll with the Thunder, and I'm going to roll with the Lakers going in with the 8th and 7th seed. And then when you have the Eastern Conference, I actually have Miami making the 7th seed, and I have the potential Toronto Raptors making the 8th seed. I like Atlanta. I changed my mind with Atlanta, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't like Trae Young or whatnot. But it's cool and whatnot. So that's kind of like my thing. The Warriors, can they make a noise? Yeah, because you're playing Sacramento. As good as Sacramento is, this is the first time Sacramento has made the playoffs in a very, very, very long time. They have one of the longest droughts of a team ever when it comes to not making the playoffs and for so long. And they're both California-based teams, so you're most likely just going to get multiple Warriors. It's like basically 4 Warriors home games. God forbid the Warriors actually steal one at home. This may be a long night for the Kings, but I just think experience-wise, do I have the Kings winning it? Possibly, but I have the Warriors also winning it too. The Warriors just have that championship DNA, and they're just built different. You have Andrew Wiggins coming back, from that long layoff. I thought he was going to play towards the end of the season, but they just deactivated him until playoffs, so that's kind of a thing. So I'm super excited. I know the play-in tournament starts tomorrow. I don't know which time. I think they're 2 are tomorrow. The Miami Heat and the Lakers are tomorrow, so I can't wait to actually see where they really go with that. So anything else? I was talking about the LSU thing, but I think that's pretty old, and my opinion really doesn't matter on it. If you guys want my thing on LSU, it's basically this. It's super dumb that Angel Reese is getting dragged through the mud for her actions. But again, like, Clark doesn't get it either. That's just stupid, when a white woman does it, oh my gosh, she has such a passion for the game and all that stuff. But then when Angel Reese does it, oh my goodness, she's classless, she's ghetto, and all that stuff. And I like a good shit talking. I do. And I think that needs to be brought back into sports. But at the same time, there is a time and place to do it. Do I think what Angel Reese did was wrong? No, not by any means. Do all that. Do I think what she did to Clark towards the before half when she followed her for like 15 seconds is OD? 100%. So that's my only thing on it. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but let me know. Comment down or whatever. And again, if you guys want to listen to most of our stuff, our podcast is pretty much everywhere. If you guys like video content like myself, Spotify and YouTube, we have our videos out there now. We got a cool camera, thank you guys and thank my family for it. But let's get to the actual cool stuff today. WrestleMania is a week old. Again, this was supposed to come out last Friday. Talk about it, but I still want to talk about WrestleMania and kind of the WWE as a whole, what I'm doing with it. Hold on, someone just texted me. And again, of course, another interruption when I get a text message. But I want to talk about the WWE. Basically, WrestleMania had happened, and I thought WrestleMania was great. I think WrestleMania was cool. I thought it was a great experience. I've said this for the longest time. I'm not the biggest WWE fan like I was a long, long time ago. I think WWE has lost its touch throughout the years, but I've also watched pretty much almost every WrestleMania for the last 4 years now. And basically, I just want to say this is the moment where the WWE has been its best in a very long time, and we might just see Vince ruin all that just because he's back in charge. But let's get to it. Do I think Cody Rhodes should have lost? No, he should have won. You strike iron while it's hot, and you doused it with water. And for people that are complaining like, oh, Cody Rhodes, you haven't done much. He hasn't really done anything. He beat Seth Rollins, yes. He won the Royal Rumble. Isn't that good enough? The Royal Rumble that gets him to the WrestleMania. And then he had a torn pec. Isn't that enough for him to be able to go into and get that belt? You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't know. It's weird, but at the same time, it was just the crowd was behind him. And this was by far one of the best baby faces we have seen since probably like Ric Flair, where it's just like the charisma and like just had the crowd with him and stuff like that. WrestleMania was him. Like the spotlight was all on him. And if you guys don't agree, you're just a hater. I'm sorry. And I'm not hating on Roman Reigns. I thought what he's doing is cool too. What Triple H has been able to do with that storyline is crazy. But the minute I saw the Usos lose, I'm like, oh, they're gonna give it to Roman. And sure enough, that's what happened. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think there was a lot of weird things that was going through my mind when I was thinking about that. Like, oh, the storylines and all that stuff. So, like with me, like if Cody would have won, I think the storyline gets a lot better. Cody ends the story, and then Cody basically has I would say a decent title reign before they give it back to Roman. I would say that because I think Roman would go through the adversity of the crumbling of the bloodline, basically him not acknowledging Jay and Jimmy Uso, and obviously you have the other guy, I forget his name, that's Sako Soto or whatever his name was, like the guy that basically won it for Roman last week. You have a whole thing right there, and it's weird because you can have like the family affairs of what that has, and you have way more of the storyline that can go within there. So, and I thought that was pretty cool. And with Cody, it's simply what does Vince want to do with Cody? If Triple H was a whole of the, obviously we know WrestleMania was all because of Triple H. But at the same time now, when you look at that, it's just how many more times are we going to have the right moment to dethrone Roman and have those sucked away? And then how are you going to, match that intensity or bring it forward into the next pay-per-view? Because you had a shot with Drew McIntyre, dude, come on. In London and so long, that should have been it. And then you have in Abu Dhabi, well, not Abu Dhabi, I don't think they would have given Logan Paul that shot to win the belt, which is cool, like, especially with Logan now with this huge following that he has, and now he has been re-signed to the WWE, and probably just part-time again. But you look at just the big moments they had and the opportunities to take the belt from Roman during this time, and they all have been so great moments. But I think no better was with Cody because of the storyline Cody was bringing into it. And now you have Backlash, which, again, breaking the fourth wall. It's Monday. You guys are getting double uploads just so we can be caught up. You get Cody calling out Brock Lesnar at Backlash, which is really, really dope. But again, it's like Cody has to go through Brock and then SummerSlam to get the belt. I just don't know if SummerSlam will match WrestleMania. And that's my biggest thing. And and after I'm done talking about this, I want to get to like my experience of, watching WWE and all that stuff. And I was a huge fan for the longest time, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest fan in the world. No, 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 no. I felt like there has been periods in my life where I just loved wrestling. I hated wrestling and what they were doing, and then loved wrestling again. And I'm at that point where, I'm 24 years old, man. Like, I love wrestling right now. Like, I love wrestling. I love everything about it. I love the AEW. I watch everything. I'm not solely just and then I watch like New Japan and all that stuff. That stuff's amazing. And that just started happening 4 to 5 months ago when Triple H took over from Vince. Like, I know, like 7 months ago, like almost half a year ago, I started to like wrestling again and what they were doing. I was watching the pay-per-views, Monday night, Friday night SmackDown, Monday night Raw, Friday night SmackDown. It was all super dope. And then I'm watching NXT to see what the new talent that's gonna come in. And with me, like, for people that really know me and have watched have listened and now watched the podcast for the last like maybe 2 years or almost 3 years now, that I am a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. Like, Eddie Guerrero is who made me love wrestling. I loved it. The charisma, everything about him. Then I liked John Cena, and then I liked Edge. And then nothing changed more when I got to see CM Punk. And then CM Punk, to me, changed the game in terms of what he brought to the table and what the WWE just didn't like about him. That's what I felt like I left wrestling. I really didn't care when people were like, oh, wrestling's fake. I wasn't like, oh man, I didn't grow out of wrestling. I grew out of the company because of what they were doing. Like, once CM Punk left, I left. And then of course, I would watch whenever I was with buddies or my uncle and they had it on, I'd watch and I thought it was cool. Like, they would inform me like what's happening and it was cool. But at the same time, what Punk brought to the WWE was magical, man. Like, we're talking about a dude that went against the world and went against the WWE and like how their practices are. And he basically just shat on all of that. We're talking about him with the infamous pipe bomb and then his title reign and, all of that to just end. Like, it's crazy because if you guys remember his first loss when he held the title, it was when Diesel and what's that dude's name? Alberto Del Rio, like, he took the belt off of something stupid and then he won it back. And then for 400 plus days, he ran as champion. But we have to understand, if you guys really looked at his championship run, yeah, it was cool. But at the same time, the WWE just put him in the back burner. Like, all his matches that were on the pay-per-views weren't even main events. And he did way better than The Rock and John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and all what they were able to do. He was better than them. And I felt like he was just not appreciative of what he brought. And for him to lose the way he did, like, if we all remember when The Rock came back to face John Cena, and we all knew that he should have been in WrestleMania. It should have been a triple threat match. Then you can strip him of the belt and give it to John Cena or whatever. But the WWE was just so nut hungry to see John Cena and The Rock fight for a belt. They were willing to strip CM Punk away. And I felt like that's not right. And I was like, 2013, I was probably, man, I know WrestleMania happened. I was probably like I was like fresh being 13. And again, like, I used to wear a bunch of CM Punk stuff. I used to wear that in middle school. I didn't care. Like, that stuff was cool. But when CM Punk left, I pretty much left too. Because it wasn't entertaining anymore. It's like, oh, John Cena wins another belt. And you have feuds with like Brock Lesnar and, the endless reign that he had. And then now, we're getting to Roman and him hitting like 1,000 days and what that really, solidifies him as one of the greatest to do it. Or it's a very insignificant moment where it's very insignificant in how Roman has been basically a part-time champion, and yet he still wants people to acknowledge him. And then, don't get me wrong, he's had some good matches. And do not get me wrong, people that are like complaining like, oh, Roman needs people to win. CM Punk needed help to win. John Cena, all these guys needed help to win. But John Cena, at least we knew John Cena can win a match by himself against the odds. With Triple H, at least Triple H when he won and he cheated, he did it He did it very what's it called? Sneaky. And JBL and all that stuff. And that's where I feel like with the Roman thing, if maybe Roman was somewhat a little bit more active, I wouldn't be more mad at this. But he's being carried by the storyline of the Usos and Sami Zayn and pretty much everything else. Like, Roman's cool, but everything around Roman is what makes Roman good. That makes sense. Like, take away the Usos, he would have lost multiple times. But the Usos make it interesting. Need some water. That it makes you stick around and see what's going to happen. So I feel like from Backlash to SummerSlam, I feel like it's going to be SummerSlam. I do not know the next pay-per-view event in the June and July, because SummerSlam's in August, right? If I'm going to be 100% sure. I think SummerSlam's in August. Yeah, Saturday, August 5th. What are the actually, what is the pay-per-view? WWE pay-per-view lineup 2023. Oh, hold on, I'm looking at a lot of these different things real quick. So in May we have Backlash. That's in Puerto Rico. That's actually pretty cool. So you have Backlash, the Kings and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, and then you have Money in the Bank, and then you have SummerSlam. I do not think Cody should win it in Money in the Bank. I do not think Cody should win it in King of Queens. It has to be SummerSlam because that's like the third biggest event of the year. And with Money in the Bank, I just don't know. I feel like they're going to do someone dirty, and they're going to try to take the belt away from Roman. Like that, I guarantee you that's going to be a thing. From right now, it's April 10th. So from April 10th all the way through August 5th, Roman's going to continue to be champion. I don't think they're going to dethrone him at all. Do I think Roman defends the title within that time? Yes. But I feel like if what they were doing with the storylines and all that stuff, I do think the Usos will turn on Roman. That is my predictions, because Roman does not acknowledge him since they are no longer champions. So I feel like the Usos will help Cody or whoever's going to win that title within that period of time. I feel like from May, June, July, that is what they are building for SummerSlam. When we see Roman without help for the first time, that is the day Roman will be stripped. So Roman's going to obviously hit 1,000 days because they're just going to do that. So that's kind of like my only nitpick with this. It's like, if they're going to do this, build up Cody right. Like, he's already built up enough, but apparently he has to prove himself. And of course, as Vince is holding this now, I feel like the WWE is going to shoot themselves in the foot that they did not give Cody the chance to win it in WrestleMania. When Triple H had the reins over everything, no pun intended, I think that was one of the best ones. Now that Vince has it, there's going to be a lot of BS that's going to happen. And I know it's going to happen because, again, this is the same Vince that has done dirty to all these other athletes that we have seen that should have had good title reigns, whether it's for 4 months, 3 months, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Like, for me, like, I still think he did Kofi Kingston dirty with, of course, Brock Lesnar winning the belt in 8 seconds. Like, come on now. But I think what you have the opportunity to build now is something special, because now you have the WWE universe behind the WWE, like, faithfully. Like, you're bringing casuals back into watching it thanks to Triple H. And the fact that Triple H is not in charge of storyline and all that stuff, I'm very worried that they shot themselves in the foot. So that's kind of like my only thoughts with it. And maybe one more thing without it, just to say, for you people that are complaining that Cody should have not won it on his first time because he didn't deserve it, tell that to Goldberg, tell that to John Cena, tell that to Dave Bautista, tell that to everybody that fought the title for the first time and won it. That's my only thing with it. So again, if you guys disagree, tell me what your guys' thoughts are. But I think I'm going to keep it very, very short today for this little episode. We haven't had a 20-minute episode in a very long time, guys. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you guys are having, really, really good weeks. You guys are going to get a double upload for sure this week. So if you guys want to follow our podcast, follow us on What's Your Opinions podcast on every outlet that you watch your podcast on or listen to it. Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to give us a 5-star rating and give us that rating because it'll put us in the algorithm. I didn't do our ads today, but shout out to Ginger Audio, changing the way you guys sound live. And not only that, shout out to AGS, changing the way we are grading our TCGs. If you guys want to get an affiliate link, those are going to be down in the description. 35% off your entire order with AGS. It helps us out, it helps you out, and it also grows AGS to be even better than they are before. Now, if you guys want to go to Ginger Audio, it's a one-time purchase. It's $70 for Caster Live is what I'm doing if you're a podcaster. It's a cheaper alternative, and you get to sound a lot more better. You sound just as good as $1,000 mics. I'm just saying that. Not only that, if you guys are musicians, they have Ground Control, which is 109. Use our affiliate links, and you guys help us, and we help you guys. So if you guys want to see all that, links are going to be down in the description. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow us, all that good stuff. Make sure to follow us on our gaming channel, which is What's Your Opinions Gaming. We have 3 new videos out right now, so please get those up, like, comment, and subscribe there too. So we will see you guys Friday. See you then.